is of fundamental importance, and Finland and Latvia have, of course, separately and jointly made efforts to strengthen the security in our region and all of Europe. Both Latvia and Finland have kept investing in security and defense. We need to send a strong message that all of Europe takes its defense and security seriously. The threat from Putin's Russia will not diminish even when Russia's war of aggression in Ukraine ends. As Edgars mentioned, our countries have strong defense material and defense industry cooperation that can be further deepened. The CAVS program of Patria was mentioned as a good example, and again we see the spillover effect with over 40 Latvian paid Patria vehicles going over to Ukraine. And I'm sure that we'll work on other similar projects. In many ways, I would argue, finally, that Finland and Latvia are leading the way, building Europe to be a coherent and capable geopolitical actor. The bonds of Finland and Latvia have forged in the decades will ensure that together we're prepared for whatever lies ahead. And I just want to finish by the fact that we right now live in very uncertain times, and we have to, as societies, have the capacity to deal with uncertainty. There are things coming at us day in and day out which we're not used to, certainly not since the end of the Cold War. And I think resilience is the key, and our capacity to act to the unknown together. And I think in the past few years we've shown that it works. I think one of the first people that I always reach out to if something happens is in Finland is the President of Latvia, and I'm sure we'll continue to do that in the future as well. Thank you very much. Paldies.
Paldies.
Thank you. Now we'll open the floor for questions. Edgars Rinkevics, please.
Latvia, question for President Stubb. You have developed a close relationship with President Trump. If you have discussed regional security, may I ask what is your impression about President Trump's commitment to defend the Baltic states from possible Russian aggression? Thank you.
I think the United States is very committed to security in northeastern Europe. We have seen President Trump on numerous occasions pushing all of us to increase our defense expenditure from 2% to 5%. A country like Finland has a defense cooperation agreement with the United States. We are a new ally. And I think the American administration sees the Nordic states and Baltic states as an entity for its own security posture. For all that I hear and see in the conversations with our American friends in NATO and elsewhere is that European security is of utmost importance for the current US administration.
Paldies, thank you. Ms.
Hello, Anniina Karpala from the Finnish news agency. My question is for both presidents. Do you think the airspace violations by the Russian drones will continue, and what kind of threat do they pose for EU and NATO countries, Finland and Latvia specifically? Also, do you see a connection between the airspace violations and the ongoing Japad military exercise?
Well, I think what we have seen since the beginning of the full-scale Russian invasion into Ukraine, and especially in the last 2 or so years, that there have been violations of Romanian airspace, Polish airspace, Lithuanian airspace, and also Latvian airspace. We had an accident a year ago that most probably was a drone that veered off the course, flew over the Belarus and crashed in Latvia. What happened last week is something that I would say for me is very difficult to believe was accidental. if you have 19 plus drones flying into Poland,